Everybody has heard the phrase fail fast. They've heard this idea of embracing failure. But how do you do it practically day to day? You know, we all know that as leaders, we really set the tone about what is acceptable and what's not acceptable within our teams. And what's really critical is that when we are tackling these challenges that are fuzzy, complex, the odds that we're going to find the perfect solution first time are basically zero. The problem's too complex. If it was simple, we would just apply best practice. And so what you've got to think about is, how do you make failure usable within your team? So if we're going to encourage people to take risks, to try new things, and we recognize that some of those things aren't going to work out, the key is taking that failure, that misstep, and turning it into something that future teams can use to avoid similar potholes in the road. But talking about failure is step one. And there's a really fantastic way that actually Mercedes do this. So they run, excuse the language, they run fuck-up nights. And a fuck-up night is essentially an event where they bring all their employees together, and one of the leaders opens the session by standing on stage and talking about the time that they tried something and failed miserably, and then reflecting on what it is that they learned. And by having the leader step up and actually share these experiences that, hey, you know, if we want to do new things, we want to take bold action and explore new territory, we're going to sometimes kind of hit potholes in the road, and that's okay. What's important is we make that failure usable so that others in the team can benefit from our experience and hopefully avoid at least the same pothole again. So whether you call it something different or you feel brave and want to call it a fuck-up night, I would urge you at least to have a conversation in your team where you normalize this idea of trying new things, that we're going to have a failure rate that is just unavoidable. But what's key is that we take those learnings, we take that reflection and make it something that future teams can actually leverage. And I suppose use that idea of standing on the shoulders of giants, you know, hopefully improve their future success rate. So yeah, what's your fuck up night going to be?